Namo Parvati Pate Hara 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 Mahadev. Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Ananda Guru Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Guru Om Mukhananda Sadguru Om Guru Ananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Sadguru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Namo Svanantaya Sahasramurte Sahasrapada Shishirarubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murte Neshprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Nityanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harane Bhakta Kare Kadehaya Namaste Chittadatmane Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahe Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Gurubhya Gurupadukabhyo Nama Parebhya Parapadukabhya Acharya Siddhe Swarapadukabhyo Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya Inkar Hrimkar Rahasya Yukta Hrimkar Gurhar Tamaha Vibhutya Omkar Marma Pratipadinibhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya Utra Nihautra Nihavesya Hotro Homadi Sarva Kritibhasamana Yabrahma Tadvo Bhavitarinibhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya Kamadi Sarva Vrajagarudabhya Vivek Vairag Yanidhi Pradabhya Buddha Pradabhya Dhritamokshadabhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukaitabhya Stira Bhaktidabhya Jadya Visamsho Shanavadabhabhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya Om Shanti 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 Om Asya Shri Guru Gita Stotra Mantrasya Bhagavan Sada Shivarshihi Nana Vidhani Chandamsi Sri Guru Paramatma Devata Ham Bijam Sah Shakti Kram Kilakam Sri Guru Prasad Siddhyartha Jape Yoga Amsabhyam Parivitta Patra Kamale Devya Jagat Karane Vishvot Kirnamane Kade Anilaye Swachundam Atmechaya Tadyatam Padashambhavam Tu Charanam Deepan Puragrahinam Pratyakshakshar vigraham gurupadam dhyayed vibhum shashvatam mama chatur vidha purushartha siddhyarte jape viyogaha sutta uvacha Kailasa shikhare ramye bhakti sandhananayakam pranamya parvati bhaktya shankaram paryaprichhata tridevi uvacha Om namo deva devesha paratpara jagat guru sadashiva mahadeva Guru Diksham Pradhehi me Kena Margena Bho Swami Dehi Brahmamayo Bhave Samkripam Guru me Swami Namami Charanodava Ishvara Uvacha Mamarupasi Devi Tvam Tvad Prityartam Vadamyaham Laukopakara Prashna Nakenapi Pratapura Durlabham Trishulokeshu Tachiranushma Vadamyam Gurum Vina Brahmananyat Satyam Satyam Paraname Veda Shastra Puranani Itihasajikani Cha Mantra yantra vidyascha smitirucha kunadikam Shaiva shakta gamadini anyani vividhani cha Ramsa karaniha jivanam Yagya vratam tapodanam Japas hirtam tathaivacha Guru Tattvam Avigyaya Mudhaste Gurur Bhudyat Manananyat Satyam Satyam Na Samshayah Talabhartham Prayatnasto Manishibhe Buddha Vidya Jaganmaya Dehechagyana Sambhava Udaya Prakashena Guru Shabde Guru Murtim Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sada Jupe Guru Ragyam Guru Vita Guru Anyanam Apaye Ananya Sintayantau Mam Sulabham Paramam Padam Tasmat Sarva Guru Aradhanam Kuru Gukarastvan Dhakarascha Rukarasteja Ushate Agyana Grasakam Brahma Gurureva Nasamshayaha Gukara Pratama Varna Mayadi Gunabhasakah Gukaro Dvitiyo Brahma Maya Bhranti Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Para Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Hetave Jagatameva Samsara Navasetave Prabhave Sarva Vidyanam Shambhave Agyana Timiradhyasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Urunmilitam Yena Yat Satyena Jagat Satyam Yat Prakashena Bhati Tat Yadande Nanandante Yasya Sthitya Satyamedam Yadhati Bhanarupata Priyam Putra Yat Pritya Yena Chetayate Hidam Chitam Chetayate Nayam Jagrat Swapna सुषुप्त्यादि तस्मै श्री यस्य ज्ञानादिदं विश्वं न दृश्यं भेन भेरतः सदैकरूपाय यस्यामतं तस्य मतं यस्य न भेदसः अनन्या भावाय यस्य कारणरूपस्य कार्यरूपेण भाति यत् कार्यकारणरूपाय नानारूपमिदं सर्वं न केनाप्यस्ति भेदतः उकारं च गुणातीतं ऋकारं रूपवर्जितं गुणातीतं योरर्यात्सा गुरुस्मृतः अत्र नेत्रः सर्वसाक्षी अच्चतुर्बाहुरच्युतः अच्चतुर् श्रीगुरु अयं मयांजलिर्बद्धः दया सागर हृदये यत् अनुग्रहितो जन्तुष् परमूर्तिभाक् गुरो परमं रूपं विवेकाचक्षुषोमृतं मन्दभाग्या पश्यन्ते अन्धाः अभ्यैतैः सकलैः सुदीर्घमनिलैः व्याधि प्रजय दुष्करे प्राणायाम शतेरनेक करने आत्मकिर्जुतये स्वदेशिकशैव शरीरचिन्तनं भवेदन्तस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनं कीर्तनं शिवस्य कीर्तनं यस्मादनुग्रहं लब्ध्वा महदाज्ञानमुत्सृजे केन्द्राय तस्यै अकाधारित्रेखाब्जे सहस्रदालं मण्डले त्रिकोणेच्छ सकलभुवनदृष्टे कल्पिता शेषपुष्टिर् निखिलनिगमदृष्टे सम्पदां जगदृश्ये तत्पदकैकदृश्ये सकलभुवनरङ्ग स्थापनस्तम्भयष्टि सकरुणरसवृष्टे तत्त्वमाला समष्टे सकलसमयसृष्टे सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टिर् अग्निशुद्धः समं तात ज्वालपरिचकाधिया तदेजते तनैजते तद्दूरे तत्समीपके अजोहम अजरोहम च नादीनिधन स्वयं अपूर्वनं परं नित्यं स्वयं ज्योतिर्निरामयम् मन्ननं यद्भवं कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Yasya Smarana Matrena Jnanam Utpajyate Swayam Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Avaram Jangamam Chaiva Tatha Chaiva Characharam Jnana Shakti Samarudhat Tattvamala Vibhushitah Aneka Janma Samprapta Sarva Karma Vidahine Naguroradhikam Tattvam Naguroradhikam Tapah Mannatha Tri Jagannatho Madguru Tri Jagadguru Dhyanamulam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Dhyanam Trino Mahadevi Sarvananda Pradayakam Srimat Parabrahma Gurum Smarami Srimat Parabrahma Gurum Vadami Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vamvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Nityam Shuddham Nirabhasam Nirakaram Niranjanam Anandamanandakaram Prasanam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodha Yuktam Yasmin Srishti Stithe Dvamsa Nigrahanugrahatmakam Guru Darshid Margena Manashudhim Tukariye Yayam Sarva Swarupam Cha Jnanam Cha Mana Uchute Hunkarena Navaktavyam Pragya Shishya Kathanchana Munne Vipanagaivapi Sureva Shapito Yadi Mantra Raja Midam Devi Guru Rityaksharadvayam Nityam Brahma Nirakaram Nirgunam Bodhayet Param Guru Krupa Prasadena Atmaramam Nirikshaye Abrahmastam Baparyanta परमात्मा स्वरूपकम वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्द भेरतितं सदा गुरुम् परात् परात्तरं ध्येयं नित्यमानन्दकारकम् स्फटिकप्रतिमरूपा दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा अंगुष्ठमात्रपुरुषं ध्यायते चिन्मयं हृदि अगोचरं तथा गम्यं नामरूपविवर्जितम् यथा गन्धः स्वभावेन कर्पूरकुसुमारिषु स्वयं तथा विदो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् गुरुध्यानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् श्री पार्वती उवाच पिण्डं किं तु महादेव पदं किं समुदाहृतम् श्रीमहादेव उवाच पिण्डं कुण्डलिनी शक्ति पदं हंसामुदाहृतम् पिण्डे मुक्ता पदे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने स्वयं सर्वमयो भूत्वा परं तत्त्वं विलोकये लब्धं वा अनलब्धं वा स्वल्पं वा बहुलं तथा सर्वज्ञ परमित्याहुर्देहि सर्वमयो बुद्धः यत्रैव तिष्ठते सोऽपि सदेश पुण्यभाजनम् अन्येन यद् भवेत् कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते लौकिकात् कर्मणो यान्ति ज्ञानहीना भवर्णवम् इदं तु भक्तिभावेन तते त्रिण्ठेयति गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतत्त्वं मयोदितम् गुरुगीताश्रयकं तु मन्त्रराजमिमं जपे अनन्तफलमाप्नोति गुरुगीतजपेन तु कालमृत्युभयहरं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनम् महाव्याधिहरं सर्व विभूतिसिद्धिदं भवेत् मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षकरं भवेत्। असिरहं सार्हयेत् कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहम्। सर्वबाधः प्रशमनं धर्मतः काममोक्षदम्। कामितस्य कामधेनुः कल्पना कल्पपारपः। मोक्षहेतुर्जपे नित्यं मोक्षत्रयमवाप्नुयात्। अथ काम्य जपे स्थानं खतायामि वरानने। शक्तिदेवालये गोष्ठे सर्वदेवालये शुभे। पवित्र निर्मले स्थाने नित्यानुष्ठानतोऽपि वा। संसारमलनाशार्थं भवपाशनभृतये। स एव च गुरु साक्षात् सदा सद्ब्रह्मवेत्तमः। सर्वशुद्धपवित्रो सा भावर्यत्र तिष्ठति। समुद्रे च यथा तोयं क्षीरक्षीरं घृते घृतम्। तथैव ज्ञानी जीवात्मा परमात्मनि लीयते। एवं विदो महामुक्त सर्वदा वर्तते बुद्धः। सर्वसन्देहरहितो मुक्तो भवति पार्वती। अनेन प्राणिना सर्वे गुरुगीता जपेन तु। सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्म्यं सांख्यमयोरितम्। माता धन्या पिता धन्यो धन्यो वंशकुलं तथा। जपेन जयमाप्नोति चानन्तफलमाप्नुयात्। जपं हीनसनं कुर्वन् हीनकर्मफलप्रदम्। जपं जयमवाप्नोति मरणे मुक्तिदायकम्। अतीव भगवच्चित्ताय दृढ भक्तियुताय च। संसार सागर समुद्धरणैकमन्त्रं ब्रह्मादिदेव मुने पूजित सिद्धमन्त्रम्। ते त्रिस्कन्धा पुराणे उत्तरखंडे ईश्वर पार्वती संवादे गुरु गीता समाप्ता। श्री गुरुदेव चरणार्पणमस्तु। दुर्जन सजनो भूय सजना शान्तिमाप्नुयात्। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण मही महिषः गौब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्। लोकाः समस्तः सुखिनः भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी स्यास्य शालिनी। शोभरहितो ब्रह्मणा सन्तु निर्भया। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः। मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग भवे। सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गानि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु। सर्वत्र नन्दतु। स्वस्ति मातृता पितॄनस्तु। स्वस्ति कौभ्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविदात्रं नोऽस्तु। योगेव दृश्यमसूर्यम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं। सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती करूं गुरु पर की आरती करूं। सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती करूं गुरु पर की। जय गुरुदेव अमला विनाशे ज्ञान रूप अंतर के बासी। अमला विनाशे पग पग पर देते प्रकाश। जैसे किरण दिन कर की आरती करूं गुरु बर की आरती। आरती जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए। अमृत से मीठे फल पाए। शरण तुम्हारे क्या है छाया। कल्प वृक्ष तरुवर की आरती। आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाश के, योग ज्ञान के अतल प्रवर्तक। छाया गुरु चरण सरोज में तादे, व्यथा हमारे पूरे की आरती। अंधकार से हमें निकाला, दिखलाया है अमर उजाला। कब से जाने छान रहे थे, खाक सुनो दर दर की। ओ वारते करो हरे गुरुवर की संशयमित विवेक कराय, भवसागर से पार लग आया। अमर प्रदीप जला कर कर दे, निशा दूर इस तन की आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती। भेदों बीच अभेद बताया, आवागमन विमुक्त कराया। धन्य हुए हम पाखर धारा, ब्रह्म ज्ञान निर्झर की आरती करूं गुरुवर के। करो कृपा सदे गुरु जगतारन, सच पथ दर्शक भ्रांति निवारन। छाया होने ज्योति दिखलाने पाल लीला धर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की आरती करूं सदगुरु की करूं गुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती नित्यानंद सद्गुरु दाता शक्तिपात के दिव्य प्रदाता करके बस गणेश पुरे भव बाधा हर ली जन की आरती करूं गुरु वर के आरती करूं आरती करूं सदगुरु की करूं सदगुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की ओम चैतन्यम शाश्वतं शांतं व्योमातीतं निरंजनं नाद बिंदु कलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Hare Murare Oh Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, He Nath Narayana Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri. Go Hare Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's enter into stillness as we begin Darshan today. Observe the mental space. That's where the ego arises, the thinker. Observe that individual I that you are. And behind your I is the nature of who you are. Conscious being, beyond thought. A field of pure bliss, ananda. A field of pure knowledge, knowing. A field of all possibilities. Your ego is not your true nature. What drives the ego is your true nature. Just observe and stay in that field of beingness. In the awareness that what you are is beyond ego, beyond thinking. Beyond emotion, beyond intention. Beyond action. Observe the human experience that you're in. There's feeling through the body. There is perception through the senses. Skin and touch. ear and hearing, eyes and seeing, light and seeing, nose and smell, earth and smell. Observe the physicality and bring it into a place of relaxation, total relaxation. Letting go, let the mind allow the body to relax completely in more parasympathetic mode of the nervous system. Open up the heart to loving being, allowing the emotions to stabilize in a space of pure love, unconditional love, all forgiving love. Letting go of desires in this moment, seeking just to be in the field of grace. And use the power of the breath in prana and apana currents to bring balance to every level of experience in the body. And let stillness dominate the space of seeing. If thoughts appear, detach from them, just observe them. Don't own them. Don't identify with them. Observe the subconscious field as much as you can, hidden emotions that are there that hold you in moods. Hidden stresses in different places in the body, from mental tension, emotional tension. And allow rhythm in the breath. The rhythm of prana apana, not just inhalation, exhalation of the breath. The rhythm of the energy flows behind the breath, which takes into account the pauses in inhalation and exhalation. Understand the power of the medulla at the brainstem and the third eye working with the body. And then let's stay in this beautiful space of unity, of lovingness, of peacefulness, of observing or witnessing. And know that we are all centered in the source of being, pure consciousness. Stay with me in this space. Now slowly bring more oxygen into your lungs. Slowly breathe more air into the lungs. Belly breathing, chest breathing, right up to moving the shoulders. Opening up the lungs fully, keeping a spinal column awareness, whilst observing the physical senses. Just let the breath become longer. Still maintaining the pauses. And then when you feel like it, you could just make the breath move a little faster. Masterfully controlling it. Just enjoying more oxygen coming into the lungs, brain becoming clearer in terms of outer perception. This is a matter of joy for me because I love living in the body and I love revitalizing it and I love bringing oxygen into it. So this is pure joy for me. In the stillness, I shorten the breath because I want to feel the inner space, the subtle space. But now I want to feel subtle and gross. Just a quick Kapalbhati cleansing with a strong lower focus. And the body feels more stable. Stabilizing the gut. And here we'll do the Om sound. Let's breathe out through the mouth, in through the nose. So I hope that you've been energized by the stillness. And the breath in meditation, we tend to make the senses more passive. And we begin to shut down the manas, as it were, because we don't want to think outward. And then we begin to go within. So that withdrawal from the senses in the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, it's called pratyahara. Withdrawal from the senses. And then we go along the Bindu path on the inside. And then the oxygen levels would fall in the blood. But the heart will also slow down. Body will become more passive. But when you're coming out of meditation, you don't want to stay there while you're trying to move and be active in the world. It doesn't make any sense. That you're trying to restrict oxygen in your blood for no good reason, because you need to be active. So the goal then is to do exactly what we did there. Because some of you will feel lightheaded when you get up because you didn't do this. Some of you may trip on yourself as you begin to walk. No, you don't want to do that. You want to ground well. And so you need those breathing exercises. And when you become a little more energy aware, you can actually root without having to pull the perineum up. Because you can feel the power of Muladhara as a chakra. And that is most amazing. If you stay with me, let me guide you. These are exciting experiences of living in the body. When you can harness the sexual power. Sexuality is not just about reproduction. It's about revitalizing the entire body. There's another path to sexual energy, upward, not only outside, to pleasure the senses, to revitalize the body, to make you feel young. It has the power of ojas, the essence of food matter, that brings a shine. Animals in nature are not so reckless as human beings are, with their perverted minds, as it were. So learn to stay well, manage the pleasure experience in the world. They're there for a purpose. So in the meditation you learn that. You learn how to enjoy all the energies of the body. Manipura is about vitality, power in the body, to power up the body. Don't stay only in the subtle plane. Now, come down to the gross and sport in the gross. That's what meditation's about. So I take you in and I bring you out. And I do it responsibly. In my younger days of teaching, I never really did that. I'll do it in the Hatha Yoga classes, but not in the meditation. Over the years, I've seen the need for this thing. Okay, so that's for our meditative segment. So here's my message for today. Now, let's strive for more awareness. I covered the mental plane the last time. It's where the ego is, it's primary. That you are able to observe the ego and all its patterns. But the ego just doesn't only operate through the mental plane. It operates through a communication plane. It operates through an emotional plane. It operates through a plane of core vitality, core power in the body, sexuality, and physicality. It operates in all those planes, and all those planes can affect the ego. And it stores memories from all those planes. Now the Manas chakra is that part of the brow, the intelligence chakra, the control center. It is that part of the brow that operates in the material world. That's what the Manas chakra is for. It is connected to all the senses, and it has the power of visualizing, daydreaming as it were. So it has 6 petals as a chakra, and it's an offshoot of the brow chakra, the one that works with the senses. So you gather information through that Manas chakra, and you gather it at every level. And then hopefully, you use the buddhi to decide what all this information is for. It is for purpose. It is for helping you to evolve and grow in consciousness. That's what this information is for. You are on the earth plane to grow in consciousness, not to remain animalistic because you have a brain stem, a reptilian brain. You have a neocortex, which distinguishes the human being from the rest of the animal species. And that allows you to use intellect, but intellect has to be used with virtue. Not in the darkness, but in the light. Not in the tamasic quality and rajasic quality, but in the sattvic quality. Sattva is the peace and love and balance. So that's what the intellect is for. So all the experience that you have on the stage, because the stage applies to the senses and the world around you. All the information there is important for growing. And all your life circumstances, everything, has been created by you. There is no other God but you. And when I say you, not the ego, what lies beyond the ego. The God is within. What did the Christ say? The kingdom of heaven lies within you. He says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. I go prepare a place for you. Every great master says the same. Because they are establishing all the planes, even though their bodies in the human world. They are establishing all the planes, and they can help you whilst in the human body to rise in consciousness, that you can go to one of those planes where you meet them again. Any master who you followed, who lives in transcendence, you will meet them again in the other planes. And you have come from some of these planes. Some of you have come from those planes back to be with the masters. And you recognize it the moment you meet the master. This is like home. I know this feeling. But the journey with the master continues. So beside the thinking plane, we have the feeling plane. And I want to say a few words on this. Emotions. Through the feeling plane, we gather information from this field. Through all the experiences that draw feelings out of us in the human experience. And we have positive experiences and negative experiences. And some of us tend to think, oh, it's a childhood. Of course it's a childhood. But that was then. What about now? You review your experiences of childhood, and you can do self-therapy. Because you have the intellect. If you have the help to clear the intellect a little bit and see the emotions that limit you and keep you down, you don't need help from the outside. And even if you just need a little bit to help you to become your own therapist. That's always the best therapist. But look at your emotions: sadness, unworthiness, loneliness, anger, unforgiveness. resentment, hate. And if these take control of you and lead to action, what happens? That is ego in tamas. Tamas driven by rajas. That's what it is. And that is what has us where we are. But the moment there is light, there's understanding. The Bible says, with all thy getting, get understanding. It says wisdom is the greatest thing, therefore seek wisdom. The Gayatri is all about asking that transcendent power to light up the intellect. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is counseling Arjuna to be wise, to be stable, to not be caught in the senses, to be detached, and to practice. So now we are growing in the field of heart resonance, being able to measure the waves from the heart and to learn to stabilize. We are beginning to learn the mind-heart connection and the waves of the mind, the alpha and the beta and delta and gamma. We are beginning to understand brain waves and how we can influence those brain waves with a heart resonance. So the heart is a field where we pick up information through feelings, but it's also a field where we act from that information. So you have to be super conscious, super aware of where emotions are taking you and whether you are being carried away by them, whether you have given your power away or whether you still have your power. Of course, the person of stable mind and heart is the wise one. So we grow into that. It just doesn't appear like a fruit in a tree to pick or to go into a shop and buy that wisdom. We grow in it. We look for the wise ones who are stable. We question them. We learn from them. And we become like them. And free ourselves from that trap of emotion. That's the purpose. Of course, I want to deal with all the areas of involvement of the mind in the human experience that influences the mind and ego, holding it in bondage. But my words shouldn't just be information to you that you don't use. Saying it's an interesting talk, but it is not translated into action. Often I have told you about the 3 steps to wisdom. You hear about it, the truth, or read about it, that's like hearing. You contemplate it until you understand it, and you have good conversations until you understand it. And then you stay with the understanding in the practice, the last part of it, until it becomes part of you, a lifestyle. You see it in the adept musicians or martial arts or athletes. They become it. The body speaks. The emotion speaks. The mind speaks. They're all in harmony. They become. Their visions become a part of them. It has been integrated in the body. So you want to stay with that emotional kind of condition and state that has you stable. So it comes from their awareness that we call equanimity. no attachment, no aversion. Equanimity. Be equanimous. Be objective. Use the intellect. Be equanimous. Live it. Don't be caught in the duality of the human experience. So be unconditionally loving. Unconditionally loving, what does it mean? You love for no reason. There is no season for loving, there is no reason for loving. There is just loving that's manifesting. Like the flower that gives its fragrance freely, like the sun that shines on all, like the fruit tree that gives its fruit to all. Be unconditionally giving. When you open your hand to give, you open your hand to receive. When you close the hand with the little you have, it can't receive anything more. It is in the giving that we receive. Unconditional love. When the Master was asked, how many times should we forgive, Master? Or when a question was asked to him, he said, 70 times 7. That means infinite. And when you learn to use the right emotion in the right situation, we call that emotional intelligence. It requires a whole lot of seeing where emotions take us, and which is the important one to role play in the moment. Some people think that that's faking. It isn't faking. It has been genuine. But you are witnessing the whole play. You're witnessing the genuineness. Because you're witnessing, you are role-playing. Because you choose the right emotion to meet with someone, you're role-playing. No, you're more than role-playing. You're being intelligent. You're witnessing which is the best emotion to create harmony in this space. And you don't become carried away by emotions that you don't need. You use the appropriate emotion in every situation. And that's what we call emotional intelligence. That requires a whole lot of seeing, a whole lot of no judgment, and being appropriate in the moment. And true to self, to the universe. That's emotional intelligence. So be emotionally intelligent today. Be wise. Act with wisdom. Have a happy taste, everyone. Don't let the world get to you. Learn to adapt. Learn to be wise. Learn to be emotionally intelligent. Be wise in action. No attachment, no aversion. It's called no rag, no dvesh in the Sanskrit. Be equanimous. The Bhagavad Gita says, samatvam, equanimity, balance, equipoise. Samatvam, yoga uchate. It is said that yoga is equanimity, even-mindedness, balance, be wise. That is the sum of what Krishna taught to Arjuna on the battlefield. Fight this war. Of course, it's a metaphorical war. Fight this war, but be equanimous. So when you meet the battle of life, it's a war like Mahabharata. You meet all kinds of people. Fight with wisdom. Don't be carried away by the ego or the emotions. Have a blessed day, everyone. Happy Taste Day. Namaskar.